Up against the NDA's prime ministerial candidate in Narendra Modi's land, where he hasn't lost his political grip, in the last couple of elections. So is this just about fighting, or is it realistically about winning as well?
I don't believe in some of the things the Gita says, but I do believe in the fact that the process is as important as the fruit. The fruit is important, but the way I get to the fruit is even more important. And I want my campaign to be a clean campaign, to be an inclusive campaign, to be a campaign without hatred, without sleaze, without alcohol being poured down empty throats. And I want it to be that, and that is as important as the fruit.
All right, Mallika, good luck to you and more power to the spirit of independence. And now to our other newsmaker this evening, whom we're also calling an unlikely politician, Shashi Tharoor, who is going to be contesting for the Congress from Thiruvananthapuram in Kerala. Shashi Tharoor now joins us from Kerala. Shashi, congratulations on that nomination. But let me ask you, it's said that, the PLU class, people like us, don't actually get into politics. We're not cut out for the muck and dirt. What made you make this transition from diplomacy, from consulting, from writing a column and books to, to the down and dirty of politics?
Precisely that, Barkha. The fact that too many people like us, people who are educated, who are somewhat familiar with larger issues in the world, people who have even thought about things at a sort of macro level, have stayed away from the political space. I've written column after column suggesting that the abdication of politics by the educated middle classes in India is really a betrayal of the sacred trust of democracy. In every other democracy, it's these middle classes who are the engines of democracy, the ones who produce the candidates, the ones who debate the issues, the ones who in many ways are the ones who determine the agenda for their countries. Whereas in our country, we have tended to leave this space. We don't even often turn up to vote because we think, who's going to bother to stand 3 hours in the hot sun? Others will vote instead. Well, the others then get to determine the direction of our democracy, the quality of our political class. And I think it's time that more of us with this kind of background that normally went into the professions decides that politics too is extremely important and needs our attention.
But you're familiar with what's called the outsider-insider debate, and around your nomination there have been whispers labeling you as the outsider. Now, how do you respond to the charge that for most of your recent life, you've lived in New York, you've lived across the world, maybe that you know Manhattan better than you know Thiruvananthapuram?
Now look, it's not so much the outsider-insider, but I think the more legitimate concern, which I fully accept, is there are people in every constituency who have spent their lives sometimes working in that constituency, who know every nook and cranny, every bypass, every culvert, and who feel that their sweat and tears is suddenly being bypassed in favor of somebody from the outside. To which my only answer truly can be that if you look at the overall national picture, one needs a balance. One needs people who indeed are absolutely from the very soil that they're representing, and one needs people who bring a different vision so that the overall shape of the electorate is represented through different kinds of vision. It seems to me that those who may have been disappointed that I have been given this nomination have every right to be disappointed, but I'm also pleased to tell you that having spoken to many of the legitimate aspirants, they too have rallied around saying, we're happy to have you, because after all, I too am making an effort to get to know them, get to know their problems, but bring my experiences, which are very different experiences, onto the political stage as well.